talk to you guys about something which a lot of women seem to struggle with, and that is that they seem to think they have to spend a load of time emailing loads of investors and waiting to get feedback from them. And actually, we don't even need to really be doing this kind of spam approach of messaging and emailing as many people as we can and trying to get them to reply and come back to us for investment. In reality, we can make it a hell of a lot easier for ourselves and begin to focus on the ones who really matter and the ones who get what we're doing and align with our values. So how do you find the confidence to do that? Well, it comes with reflecting internally, taking some time out to really think like who could provide value for your business. Like forget about the money for a minute and just think about who you would want to work with if the money wasn't in the question. So who would bring value to your business, who potentially has links to potential customers or mentors or networks like partners, who has value to provide to your business aside from just the money. Because you've got to remember my top tip number one, which I always keep repeating, is that in reality, you're not just looking for investment, you're looking to work with a person. And the more you focus on the person and the value they provide to you and the value that you give back to them, the more likely they are to invest. So focus less on the money and more on the person. And this goes back to scriptural teaching that shows us that God is always interested in the people over the money and developing our heart in the process. And of course, the more we do that, the more that the funds and the money will come as a result because your heart is in the right position. And don't forget that any conversation you have with investors, the real value you get out of that conversation, no matter what the conclusion, is the relationship. I've had so many conversations with potential investors where I thought their only goal was to get their money. In reality, they said, no, this isn't for me, and that's fine, like there wasn't a fit. But as a result of that, they introduced me to 2 more people who did become investors and actually invested more money than what I was originally looking for from that one person. So that's why focusing on the value of the person, what you give and what you exchange with them, because remember, this is a 2-way exchange. It's not just you asking from the investor, it's you giving the investor something as well. The mindset of the investor is to actually always think like a giver. So that's why you've got to position yourself as a giver too and think that you have value to give, in fact, equal value or more value than what the investor is providing you with, because you're offering them an opportunity to be a part of something amazing. So, secondly, define who you really want to work with. So I know we're used to like spamming a load of people all over the internet and finding them on LinkedIn and like messaging them awkwardly or hopefully waiting for a reply. And that drives up our anxiety, doesn't it? It makes us think, wow, okay, I'm waiting on them, I'm waiting on their response, I'm waiting for them to get back to me. But what if it was like you feeling confident that the people that you're reaching out to are likely to reply because you've really tailored that approach to them and you've been personal and made a personal connection. So that's why my next tip is when you do reach out cold to someone or even to a contact that you mildly know, mention something personal in the message that shows that you've done their research into why them. You've got to really be specific here and choose a small group of people that you think are going to really work well to attract and grow your business. And after you've defined that, spend time doing research on each person into why they are the right fit for you and actually do the work of convincing yourself that you know why they would reply to your message. Because your message should be so direct and tailored to what their goals are and what they want to hear from you that they will want to reply, rather than sending out a blanket spam kind of email which isn't personal at all. So yeah, start with a list of 5 people, not 50, not 100. And everyone I work with, I tell them to focus on 5 people. And 5 people, no, not the word investor, but people who can actually bring value to your business. And when you do send a message, be sure to mention something that you have in common, like a goal that you're working on that you both share. And this can be something which drives the relationship and a reason to connect. And remember, when you're reaching out, ask to connect, don't ask for the money up front first. Even if they are an investor, even if you want their money, they will probably know that's what you're after in the background. But none of us want to be approached just for money, right? We also want to be approached for who we are as a person. So think about it from their perspective and really define who you think could bring value to you in a two-way exchange. You bring value to them. They might be really interested in the field that you're working in, and you might want to hear their opinions about it. You might want to share feedback. You might want to know what they're doing towards that particular goal in your industry. And you might want to see how you can work together to reach that goal by working together as a team. So the real goal is to convince this person to feel like they're already a part of your team before you've even got them committed to an investment. And that way, they already feel like they're involved. There's a tip I heard way back when I was living in China about one way to develop a relationship is to ask for something. And we often think, oh, we can't ask for something from someone we don't know, can we? But they might ask you for something. And so if you already have this exchange, which is like you're giving them something and they're giving you something, they already think the relationship is reciprocal. So you might want to offer to introduce them to somebody you know, or to say, hey, have you thought about investing in this company? Have you heard about them? Or maybe you're already working with them, and provide value and give upfront information to them rather than just expecting them to give you something. And this also shows confidence, because it shows that you're not thinking from a place of scarcity, but you're thinking from a place of confidence that you already have things to give, which may not be money, which may not be financial, but think about what you want beyond just the money. Let me know if this approach helped you in the comments. Please share it with a friend, and yeah, any feedback you have, would love to know, and look forward to hopefully meeting some of you guys soon.